Welcome to Morai FC. It is what it is. This is the fastest way, the easiest and the fastest way how to cut and make this beautiful star. I'm gonna give you all the tips, the tricks that you need to achieve the best results of it. There's some tips that you really need to pay attention, and then there's some advice I want to give you guys on this star. To understand. So if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, like and share, tell a friend. If you are a returner, thank you for returning back, and please do well and watch till the end of the tutorial. So without wasting much time, so let's get started. If you want to learn how to cut a center and tab, I have a tutorial in the link. I have a link in the description box below. Do want to check it out and learn how to cut a center and tab. Well explained, nothing is hidden, nothing is hiding. You know how I do my stuff. I give you all the tips and tricks that will help you to achieve the best results, the best of all best. It's Morai FC. It is what it is. So without wasting much time, so let's go on. This is the front. We're going to open it widely like this. After cutting your shoulders, your armhole, your everything, then you open it widely. So we're going to play this design on front. Are we seeing this side as the design shows where the arrow? So that's what we're going to do first. That's what we're going to tackle first. As you can see the design, that's what we're going to tackle first. So I'm going to fold into two back again. So your design have to be under your armhole. You just have to measure under your armhole. That's where the design have to fall, from the shoulder to under your armhole. That's where it have to. That's where it have to be. So I'm going to fold this fabric into two. So I was checking if this fabric is okay for me. So I just check it out and I found out it's okay. So you just fold the fabric into two. Then you place the front on top of it. Then you trim it out. There's some tips that you need to pay attention when making this style, and there are some advice I want to give it to you when making this style as well. So please do well and watch it till the end of the tutorial. Like I said, I'm giving you all the tips, the tricks, the tips and the trick that will help you to achieve the best of it. I'm telling you, nothing is hidden, nothing is hiding. It's Morai FC. It is what. So after folding into two, you just have to trim this part off. Take your time, take it easy, don't rush. So we are done with this part. We just have to flip it open like this. Trying to iron it so that it lays flat. So after that, I'm going to place this one on top of it. Remember, we are working on the right side of the fabric. The right side of the fabric, that's what we are working on. You just have to place it on top like this. This design is very beautiful. You know, it's very beautiful. It is what it is. So you just have to place it on top just like that. So you come to the shoulder side, you divide it by two, then you just have to make a curve. It's just as simple as that. You just have to make a curve over there, just like that. Then we cut this part off. I will see the way I shape it. You just have to shape it that way. So the first part is done. We are going to do this style, And there are some advice I want to give you about this part. This part is very important. Like I said, I'm giving you all the tips, the tricks that are going to help you to achieve the best results of it. But before we do that, let me bring back the other one so that I'll explain certain things here, which is very important. You have to pay attention here. I mark the center. Okay, this center is very, very important. And this is the wrong side. Like I said, I'll place this one somewhere. I'll put this one aside, and I'll just take this one, place it on top. There's something that I want to explain to you here. Do pay attention here. Do pay attention, is very important. This line, this is where I want the last design to fall. This is where I want the last. I've seen where the yellow mark is. That's where I want the bottom to end, and where the red line is, that's where I want the first one to start. You need to pay attention on that part. You need to know where you want the first design to start and you want the last design to start. I don't want mine to go inside too much to the armhole, whereby after finishing you're gonna see that that part will pop out. Like in this design, they make the design too big, don't understand, too long, so that it pop out. So when you wear it, it's not going to look beautiful when you do that. They have to fall within the shoulder seam. So I'll place this one on top, then I'll trace the neck. You can see that I've traced the neck. You can see this is the center, this is the center seam, center fold. Then I'll just come there, I'll mark like 1.5 inch. I'll come there, I'll mark like 1.5 inch. So I'll make my curve from this part. That's where I want my design to start, and this is where I want the first one to also to end. You know, it's a step by step, it's like a steps. Do you understand? So you just have to blend it in this way. You're gonna measure 2.5 or 3 inches or 2 inches. Depends how big you want the design to be. It depends. If you wanted to make it 2 inches, then you have to measure 3 inches. If you want to make it 1.5, then you have to measure 2.5 inches. So here you determine how big, how wide you want that part to be. So I'm measuring 3 inches or 2.5 inches over there. Like I said, it depends how big, how wide you prefer that part to be. So you measure 3 inches or 3.5 inches if you want it to be 2 inches. So you need to steady that part and work it out. So you just have to make a curve just like this. So we have something like this. This first one is very important because we're going to use this one to cut the rest. We are going to use this one to cut the rest. So you make sure you get your curves, your measurements right, everything right at this part is very important. So I have like 1.5 inch over there, 1.5 inch. So I'll just cut it out. If you are feeling it, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, tell a friend about more. I do share, ask question. If you don't have any question, just compliment. So we're going to use this one. Like I said, we're going to use this one to cut the rest. It's very important. So you have to make sure that your curve and everything is right. So after cutting, I'm going to put the front somewhere. Then I'll place it on this part. This design, you can make it 3 or 4. I want to make my 3, not 4. I want to make my 3, not 4. 4 will become too much at the front. So I'm making it only 3. So I'm cutting the second steps. This is the second step that I'm cutting. So you have to be longer than the first one. So I've seen the way I've cut it. I need to get the shape right. Then I'll just shape it. It have to be on the same line. You can see, just pay attention to what I'm looking at. This part is very important also. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Tell a friend about more IFC. It is what it is. Mark. So we are using the second one to cut the third one. That's how the step goes. You use the first one to cut the second one, use the second one to cut the third one, use the third one to cut the fourth one. Do you understand? So you just have to place it on top, then you shape it. Your curve, you can see I'm just tracing the curve. Then you have to add some amount, 1 inch or 1.5 inch long. You understand? Don't forget subscribe, like, and share. If you have a question, ask. If you want to compliment, do compliment. Say something. You're liking, you're commenting. It always boosts me. It's always boosting me. It is what it is. So now we have the 3 pieces. Like I said, you can cut it up to 4, but I want mine to be 3 inches. 3. I want it to be 3, not 4. So this is what we have. 3. This is the wrong side, and this is the wrong side, and this is the wrong side. You mark it out so that it will not get mixed up. Do you understand? So you're going to take it one after the other to recut the same thing. We are going to recut the same thing. So you take the first one, the wrong side will face up, so the right side. So it's going to be right side. The wrong side will going to face up. So you just have to cut the same thing. So we're done with this. We put it aside. Then you take the second one, you place it like this. Don't stretch the fabric. Don't stretch the fabric. Just let the fabric lay flat, easy flexing. As in your corner. Then you just have to cut the same thing. Good. And put it aside. And we take this one. Remember, right side. Right side. So after you finish cutting this one, you just have to take one side of it, one piece of it. Obviously, there are 3, so you just have to take one piece of it. Just take one piece of it, then you put fusing on it. I'm just marking here this wrong side. This is the wrong side, so that it not get me confused. So that I won't twist it out. Do you understand? So you just have to take one piece of it, then you put fusion on it like I did. You can see I put fusion on one. Don't put fusion on it. 2 of them, don't put fusion. You just have to pick one of them, and then you put fusion on it. And this one also, you just have to put fusion on it. Don't forget this style. You put fusion on it, then we're going to fold 1/2 inch, just like this. Have different style, have different tutorial. You can check on my playlist. Different style, different tutorial. So check it out, my playlist. You're gonna see. So this one have to be like this one. Obviously, this is how it's going to be. Very simple. So we're going to sew on top of it, then we flip it. Have you seen this one? I'm going to sew around it, then we flip it inside. I'll go and do that. That one very simple. And this one also, just have to come to the wrong side, then you place this one on top, then you top stitch here. This is the wrong side, you can see. Then we sew here. That's it. Don't forget this one also, we're going to sew around and we leave at the tip of it. So I've done that, and I make a notches at the next side, so I'll flip it. Have different style, have different tutorial, different design, different tutorial, different style. Check out my playlist, you're gonna see that I have a different style. Maybe you are looking for a certain style, you can't find it. Check out my playlist, you're gonna see it there, because I have a lot, and a lot is coming. More IFC, it is what it is. So we have something like this, very beautiful. You can see this, even this one is just a style. You can leave this one like that. You just have to top stitch, put a zipper at the shoulder. You are forming your design. But this is not what we are looking for. We are looking for another design, so we just keep on both now. So you can see I did stitch around. As you can see here, I've stitched around. So let me put this one aside. Then I'll notch the corner and this corner also. So there's a space here. I'm gonna flip everything out, push everything. You make sure you push the corners as well. Then you give it a nice iron. You make sure you iron it very well. Don't let some part picking out. Don't let some part pick it up. You just have to let it lay flat and beautiful. You can see I'm taking my time here to iron it very well. So do take your time. As I have taken my time, do take your time and iron that part to get it perfectly done. Don't just iron it anyhow. Do you understand? We don't want some part to be peeking out. The sewing part, you don't want it to be peeking out. So we just have to place it this way on top of it. It's a steps. You know how we make a step is the steps. So one have to be on top and one have to be on top of other, you know, just like that. But there are certain parts which are long, and there are some tips and tricks here that you have to pay attention. Here, when we get to the sewing part, we are going to sew it together. Do you understand? I'm not going to explain. I'm going to do it and come back. We are going to sew it together. But before that, you have to sew the design at the bottom first. You top stitch on that one before placing this one on top of it. And there are some distance that you have to let one be longer than the other one. We're going to check on that as well. So you just have to place it this way, arrange everything, then you cut the shoulder slope. You can see that some parts will be longer than the other part. Then you just have to iron it this way. Then you cut the shoulder slope. You can see some part is longer than the other one. You just have to fix everything to make sure that everything is right. Like I said, I don't want that they start to, you know, go too much. It doesn't have to go too much to the armhole side, to understand, so that after wearing it, you're going to see it's like it popping out on the armhole side too much. So the design have to fall exactly at the center, you know, just a little bit longer from your center seam. From your center fold, just have to be like 2 inches or 3 inches or 4 inches from your center. That's where the design have to end. Not too much long, to understand. From the design that we are looking on, that design is too much, you know, it just go in too much like that, and I don't want it this way. So we are going to top stitch here. Give it a nice top stitch. There are something here that I want you to pay attention as well, because I want you to, you know, get the best results when you're doing it for your client, to be able to do it for your client to become beautiful. Do you understand? You take the small one, because of we place everything right and we cut the shoulder slope, so you make sure that it's fall exactly on the shoulder line. The lines have to be reducing this line. It have to fall exactly on the shoulder line straight, because we fix it and we trim the shoulder line, so you have to fall exactly on that spot. Or you can just place it on top. After that, you trim your shoulder line. It's 2 ways to go by this part. So here I'm just going to top stitch it at the tip of it on the top. Take your time, pin it. You know, pin it is important. Just pin it down, so that it will not shift or move. You just have to pin it down. Don't do what I'm doing now without pinning it. So you just have to top stitch at that part, double stitch. So we have done the first one. We keep moving. You can see that's how it's going to be. So the second one have to be at the bottom of it, just like that. You make sure you arrange it. Take your time. Pin it. You can see that I'm pinning it. We're going to start from this point, just below it. We don't want no one to see the second thread. You know, the first one, some people will see. We're going to see the thread will show, but the second thread, we don't want the thread to be seen. To be honest, I don't want no one see the thread, so the thread will be hidden under the first one. So I'm measuring this part. I'm making it to 1 inch long. As you can see, I want it to be just 1 inch long, not too much, not too much. Then I'll come in. Give me a thumbs up, like, share, tell a friend about Mura FC. So I'm going to open lift the first one, then I'll top stitch at the top of it, exactly at the tip. You make your double stitch, then you sew. Don't sew and go straight away at the tip. You have to end at exactly where the first one end. So when I lift it, you can see there's a space, small space here. You just end exactly at that part. This one will cover it. We don't want the thread to be shown, so 1 inch is okay. It's going to lay flat like that. If you want, you can just come along, you sew straight away to the top to the bottom if you want. There's no problem with that, but I prefer hiding the thread from the second and the third one. It looks more beautiful, you know, and nicer. So I'm placing my third one. You don't place it so that the design will come here. Do you understand? So you just have to place and cover that part off. You can see I'm checking. I want the distance to be okay. Like I said, I don't want the design to be very long. You can add, like I said, this design you can make it 4 times, but I want it to be 3 times, just 3 times of design. You can add 1 to it. I don't want the design to go at where the armhole is, as you can see. I hope you understood what I mean. You pin it, then you lift the second one. You're gonna top stitch. So we are done. You can see how beautiful it is. Very simple and easy. You can see that the design has not gone too much where the armhole side is. You can see, so it makes everything look beautiful, nicer, you know. It's more IFC. It is well. Thank you for learning. Thank you for sticking around with me. It's more IFC. We're zooming out right now. God bless you. You can see how beautiful it is. Very simple and easy, you know. You can add the 4th one. You can add the 4th one to it, you know. Yapon agones